We interrupt our regularly scheduled Joe-gramming to answer the distress call of a certain 11-year-old who's starting school next week and got a smudge mark on her favorite pair of canvas sneakers, which definitely wasn't done by her younger sister and definitely was not done using markers I bought said younger sister for her birthday last month. Anyway, long story short, Uncle Anthony to the rescue. Now, I have never actually painted a pair of canvas shoes before, but I've seen other people on the internet do it, so I figure how hard can it be, right? Said 11-year-old did write me a little letter to advise me of what some of her favorite things were. They include butterflies and flowers, and her favorite colors are lavender, pink, and green. Yeah, sure, I can do that. But first, I need to find something to hold this shoe flat, so I decided this cup would do it, just to kind of give me a good surface to go on, because you don't want to be working on a floppy canvas or anything like that. I'm just winging this, so here we go. Let's just jump in and do it, right? I'm going to grab my purple Posca marker and start to map out the shape of a butterfly and where it's going to rest on the shoe. And I'm starting off darker because what I'm going to do is come in with a lighter lavender and just kind of blend those on the canvas. And part of the reason for me doing it like this without starting with the ink lines was because I wanted to see how much the ink was going to soak into that canvas, because there's kind of no going back once you make the pen marks. I'm going to use the darker purple to add some depth to the butterfly wings and give it a little bit of dimension. And once that dries, which by the way took like no time at all with these things, I came in with my more narrow Posca marker and added some definition and some hard outlines. And again, I used the very thinnest marker and worked very lightly because I was not sure how much this was going to bleed into that canvas. And it did a little bit, which guided how thick I had to make the lines moving forward. And I will also come back over the paint I've already laid down and just kind of lay down the lines of a butterfly's wings, because they've got these beautiful etchings in there, just one of those miracles of nature that I kind of want to capture. And yeah, excuse my hand right there. And we're going to go ahead and add those narrow lines and add more shape to the butterfly wings and give them a little body and stuff like that. And at this point, I kind of like the way this was looking. And, I think this is actually going to work. So, yeah, we're just coming in and adding the other side of those wings. And I'm going to bring my acrylic paint in with the smallest brush I own and add some white highlights on the end of that. That's not the kind of thing you want to use a paint pen for, because it just won't show up as well. But acrylic paint, titanium white, always a good go-to. And that's looking pretty good. So now we're going to add some flowers, and I'm going to use my alcohol-based markers to lay down some pink blotches that I'm eventually going to turn into flowers. If you saw my sunflower video of the 7x10 at work, you notice that I add the colors first in blocks and then go back and draw in the ink lines where the flower shape is going to be. And I do that with both the leaves and the flowers here. And again, using the very thinnest Posca marker I have, just to kind of add those cartoonish lines. And we're not going super detailed here, because nobody should be looking at an 11-year-old's feet that closely unless you're selling them shoes. And it looks like these are about ready, and said 11-year-old gave her approval. Okay, cool.